Hi everyone, this is Beverly signing on to welcome you all to another Animal Crossing video, but this time I will be finishing the final facility that you have to decorate so that you can complete the original campaign of the Happy Home DLC. Man, that's a mouthful. I'm sorry about that, I just had to put all those words in there at once. I gotta say, I was immediately inspired by the prompt of designing a clothing shop, so I completely ignored my first strategy of decorating, which is deciding the floors and walls first. But I just started slapping furniture everywhere that I absolutely knew that I had to use for every single thing here in the suggestion catalog. I originally thought that I would go for a darker theme with the curtain, wallpaper, and red rug, but don't get too attached to it, although I do keep the flooring as a darker tone simply because I think that the Nook's flooring is pretty chic here. Plus, I think it would be a good addition to the narrative that the Nook's Incorporation does in fact have a clothing brand that is sold at select stores. That's capitalism at its finest. Am I right, ladies? So the first zone that I wanted to establish was this required checkout area, since I have to include at least one cash register in this build, and this is where I actually decided to go for a lighter theme, and then I finally decided to actually use an apparel wallpaper. I can't believe I missed that earlier. I also felt like that for some reason the lighting was too dark, so I added a bunch of ceiling lights as well. Now that I have a good collection of furniture out and a general color palette, it's time to get to customizing the furniture here. Surprisingly, I went with a lighter wood color for most of the furniture, and I have decided to establish zones for the shop as well. I kind of divide it in with different uses of rugs and colors on the floor as well. Over in the corner of the purple rug area is the men's section, as well as a sort of kids section, if you will, since there is a child mannequin and a woman mannequin here. And as we move more to the right of this wall, we have the mannequins to transition over to the women's section, complete with a fitting room for all. Then from the right of the fitting room, we have an accessories section complete with watches as well as hats on display. And with the wall across, we have the checkout area. And of course, you got to add the clearance section so that people can grab any final items before leaving. I think we are all familiar with some unnecessary purchase that we have made by the checkout area. Looking at you, random packs of gum and chips that I always buy. Finishing up with the floor furniture, I gotta make sure that there's at least some item on every single flat surface here on this shop, and make sure that something shiny is on display to actually elevate the area and have a real shop feel. And finally, the last thing that I like to decorate are the walls. Again, I think that the shop needs more light, so I add a ton of wall sconces everywhere, with some other touches of fancy glam to elevate this facility from shop to boutique. I'm really impressed with the final walkthrough, and I'm happy to see that Henry is shopping here too, because since he is a smug type, he's always talking about going to the hottest shops and getting the greatest deals. I'm glad that my shop is up to Henry's standards. Okay, so now we have the KK Slider concert, and I think it was just so cute and fun to have this reminiscent moment of all the different builds that you had decorated and made before, although I probably was not the most expert with some of them. Sometimes I would just find cute villagers that I wanted to ensure that I could have on my island, sometimes like the cats or frogs, and I don't really put a lot of effort in decorating their houses in the first run through, since I know that I can go back and fix them later. So I do see in the corner of my eye a particularly interesting villager on this island here today with this concert. Specifically, I see a frog villager. And we all know I have to honor this snoggy way by scooping up all frogs in this game. You can bet that this man will be featured in a video coming soon. And completing my time on this island for now, I'm going to go back to Snoggy and see what Mr. Tom Nook has to say about the DLC completion. And I gotta say, the home design consulting sounds pretty exciting. I believe that means that I will be getting to decorate my villagers' homes in the future, because now I am considered a pro decorator. Alrighty, and if you have stayed to this point of this video, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed my Snoggy shop here on the DLC. You can look forward to more videos coming soon. If you feel like sticking around for similar content, please subscribe. This is Beverly signing off. Bye!